All right, let's get a head start on chapter 3.2.5, which is where physics and computer science combine. So this is about energy and computation. This is really going to tie together all the topics that we've seen so far and really build lead us into the idea of a quantum model of computing. So here's an interesting question. Could you build a computer which operates without expending energy? Okay. Your laptop, any computer that you use, obviously you need to charge the thing. It's going to take energy. So you might think that the answer to this is no, but it actually turns out to be yes in principle. So the key is to think about reversible computation. And we'll see why that is. Let's start with an example of what we mean by reversible. So let's consider the AND gate and ask if this is a reversible gate. Well, we know the definition of AND. It's going to input 2 bits, x and y. And it's going to output 1 in the case that both are true. Otherwise, it's going to output 0. So x and y, the product, 0, 0, 0, 1. So the answer here is this is not reversible. Why? What do we mean by reversible? We're thinking about covering up the inputs and being able to go uniquely back from the output to the input. So, if I knew the output was 0, well, there's 3 cases of what the input could have been. Therefore, I'm not able to reverse. If the input was 1, there is one unique case where that's true. But because it's not true for the input being 0, this is not a reversible gate. So the answer here is emphatically no. Consider one more example. It's not all classical logic gates that are reversible. Some of them will be. So we could ask, is not reversible? Remind you of not. 0, 1 will be 1, 0. In this case, what do we think is not reversible? Answer is yes. There's a unique input for every output. So in this case, the answer is emphatically yes. So what is really interesting about this is when we're not being reversible, we're sort of erasing information. We're losing what the input is once we have the output. Okay? And that's a really interesting thing, which dissipates energy. So erasing information dissipates energy. It's very surprising and very interesting. This was formulated and is now known as Landauer's principle. So this, I believe, was from 1961. If you remember the timeline, I don't have it here. Landauer wrote his paper in 1961, and so that's where this principle first appeared. So this is 1961. And what he states is the following. Suppose a computer erases exactly 1 bit of information, erases a single bit of information. Okay? So if this happens, then there's going to be a certain amount of energy that's dissipated. The amount of energy dissipated is necessarily the following. It's at least a constant K sub B, the temperature that the computer is operating at, times the natural log of 2. So So this constant Kb is Boltzmann's constant of physics. This temperature T is the temperature of the computer or the environment. We'll think about them being in equilibrium. And then the log is just the natural log. Equivalently, we haven't defined it yet, but we could also think about this in terms of an increase in entropy. So equivalently, so I'll say or, the entropy of the environment increases by at least Kb log 2. Okay. So formally, we will define entropy in later chapter of the textbook. But for now, this is something very interesting that happens when we erase information in a computer. It's going to dissipate energy, not due to any sort of inefficiency of your computer. It's not heating up due to resistance in electrical wires. It's a dissipation of energy due to the laws of physics, due to this irreversibility of computation. So we could ask how close computers are to this lower bound. And at least around the time the textbook was written, which was the year 2000, so it's a little bit dated now, we're not going to be close to saturating this bound by any means. So in the year 2000, the energy dissipated per elementary logical operation will be about 500 times this. So 500 Boltzmann's constant times the temperature and the log of 2. Okay. So in principle, computers could be a lot more efficient, like 500 times more efficient. And so that's an interesting direction to go in. Perhaps some of you will in your careers. But there's another very interesting thing. This is due to the erasure of information, or equivalently, the irreversibility of computation. So if computation is done reversibly, this bound won't apply. If computation is done completely reversibly, Landauer's limit, Landauer's principle, does not apply. And that's why the answer to the question that I started you with, is it possible to build a computer which does not expend any energy, is in principle yes. And so we'll see next time why the answer to this is true and how to actually construct logical gates which are reversible from irreversible components.